Did you know that eastern Tasmania has a spiky problem wreaking havoc in the ocean that is threatening biodiversity, the economy, and the survival of endemic species? Hi, I'm Rachel, and today I am going to introduce you to what is considered the single most immediate threat to rocky reef systems in eastern Tasmania. Centrostephanus rogersi, or long-spined sea urchins, are a marine invertebrate native to New South Wales. However, warmer oceans and a strengthened East Australia current has enabled the range expansion into eastern Tasmania by larvae transported in ocean currents. There are currently more than 20 million urchins in eastern Tasmania today. Giant kelp is a macroalgae found on rocky reefs in coastal subtidal environments, growing vertically from the ocean floor to the surface and creating an underwater forest. They provide microhabitats across the entire structure, creating sanctuaries to support hundreds of marine species by providing food, nutrients, shelter from predators, breeding grounds, and settlement habitats. In the last 2 decades, around 15% of eastern Tasmania's kelp habitats have been destroyed by the long-spined sea urchin's destructive feeding habits on kelp, converting beautiful and healthy habitats into areas completely stripped of vegetation known as urchin barrens, and devastating the eastern Tasmanian marine ecosystem. Research indicates that around 150 less species occupy barren habitats compared to kelp habitats, acknowledging the importance of giant kelp to the marine ecosystem, especially for the survival of kelp-dependent, critically endangered endemic species. The red handfish is just one of several such species that have experienced population declines in recent decades and are at risk of extinction. Giant kelp habitats also support commercially fished and economically important southern rock lobster and blacklip abalone. As indicated on the graphs shown, both species have suffered declines in catch rates in recent decades. Research has linked the catch rate reductions to an increase in barren habitats, highlighting the negative impact long-spined sea urchins have had in eastern Tasmania. Long-spined sea urchin overgrazing is responsible for causing a significant shift in eastern Tasmania's marine ecosystem. This problem needs to be addressed urgently, as forecasting by researchers indicate that without intervention, more than 50% of giant kelp habitats will be reduced to urchin barrens by 2030. These are alarming figures and create serious concern for the many marine species relying on kelp habitats who are unable to move elsewhere or are unable to adapt to the changing habitat, therefore increasing the risk of more species becoming endangered or worse, extinct. As a community, we can donate to organisations such as Great Southern Reef, who work with universities and government departments so they can continue research on strategies to protect and restore the kelp habitats in eastern Tasmania. You can also create public awareness by sharing resources with family and friends on social media, or simply just having a conversation about the issue. Thankfully, strategies are in place to help manage and mitigate future problems. The Institute of Marine and Antarctic Studies are working on growing a new species of giant kelp as part of a kelp restoration project. Abalone fisheries have increased production to include harvesting of long-spined sea urchin to export roe to Asia, ultimately reducing urchin numbers and increasing economic contributions to Tasmania. Researchers have also trialled the use of urchin biomass left over after roe extraction in organic fertilizer production, with promising results providing an environmental benefit using biomass that would otherwise end up in landfill. It's great to see some progress, but so much more still needs to be done to ensure sustainability in our ocean. Let's all work together so that we can help make a difference. Thank you.